Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. I'm filming this. If you're watching this, it's during the hurricane time in Florida. So this is pre-filmed and going live when I probably don't have internet or whatever. So be safe out there, everybody. Per the request, everybody, in the last 3, 4, 5 days, it's been a little churning activity asking once again about some movement in the reserve list, but also specifically people wanted me to cover the infamous Tellurian Academy card from Urza's Saga. Now, just too long didn't read, short answer here. This is a very old school late 90s Urza's card. It is some people have argued to this day that it's a better, more powerful card than the Cradle. It's different. And yes, I believe this card is banned already. It's been banned for a long time, hasn't it? I remember this card when it came out in Saga. It was so ridiculously powerful. I remember being banned. It was problems from day one. But anyways, people wanted my opinion. Do I think what's happening with this price increase is related to the Commander, the EDH situation, the Jewel Lotus, the Mana Crypt thing, the whole board of directors of the rules committee? Do they have their own building? Do they have like little outfits? Anyways, that Wizards took over. Now there's speculation that it's going to be unbanned. So before we go further, I'm going to give you all Rudy's opinion. Number one, I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering. Remember that? I'm an old guy in a basement who yells at old people and cars that go too quick. But I can tell you all my opinion. I do not think it's going to be unbanned. I don't know where this speculation is coming from. It's such a ridiculously powerful card. I do not think there's an impact on this. Remember, this is reserve list, by the way. Mana Crypt Jewel Lotus was not. Laying that out there, okay? I don't, because again, number one, it's a reserve list card. 2, it's broken. 3, Wizards, they can't reprint a reserve list card, so there's no monetary angle for them to play. And of course, most importantly, pause this whole conversation on Commander. This card, the Commander thing, is blown up and gone nuclear in the last 30 days, right? This card has been climbing steadily in price for 12 months. So, one of two things. One, somebody has information that in the future there is conversation of something happening with this card. And they've been slowly moving the needle up over the last year, way before the Commander news broke, okay? The timelines are not lining up there. Or number 2, which is Rudy's opinion, I don't think number 1 is true, is that simply put, it's an old card, there's not a lot of copies online, and there's it's not a buyout, there's not high, like even on TCG Player eBay, yeah, there's some copies that sell randomly, but I don't see data that's showing like 1 copy is being bought every day on TCG Player, or like someone's buying 3 copies every day quietly, or 5 copies a week. I don't see any evidence of that. This is a classic example of just natural organic movement on an old card that people want. I don't think there's shenanigans. I do not believe this is tied to the Commander drama and everybody being all, well, yeah. That's already starting to calm down. 6 months from now, no one's going to care. The world's going to move on, and we'll be back to the next scandal. X-ray stuff? No, that was the last scandal. We're going to X-ray Pokemon or Magic? See, we're going to scan... Oh, wait, no, that was the previous scandal. That's over with, right? Are we still talking about that? Oh, nobody cares. Okay, this scandal. Okay, so the Commander scandal, which is already on the tail end now, once this blows over, within the next 90 days, we'll have some other new drama thing. It'll either be about some LGS or Rudy manipulating something or angry at your ex or your washing machine or some thing's going to overtake it, and we'll move on. But the point is, this was a $30, $40, $50, $60 card, depending what condition. And right now, this sucker, unless you want dog bites and heavy plate and damage, this sucker, near mint and fancy clean copies are, is that right? $250, $300, $400? That's insane. Like heavy played, moderate plays are like $200. This is massive. The direction this is going, this could become equal to or greater than the scarcity and demand as a Cradle. So I always personally felt this card was the most powerful card over Cradle. That was just my opinion. But the market and the Cradle, because again, it's green and, the Cradle produces, green makes stompy little decks and elves and, they're creature driven. I get it. But blue, and tied to artifact mana, and remember, just like Cradle, this is a specialty land that has no downside. Remember Rudy's pet peeve on lands. If it comes into play tapped, I hate it. That's always been the Rudy thing since I'm sorry. If I knew how to play Magic, that would be my pet peeve. So that's always my thing. It's like the Yavimaya Hollow in the old Urza's Legacy Destiny. I love that card because it doesn't come into play tapped. It can even regen creatures. And I always felt Cradle, again, You're playing green. You put a bunch of little elf cards and a bunch of little things. You can tap this thing, pump out 2, 3, 4, 5 green mana with no downside. This thing is artifacts. Okay? Like, I know, I'm pretty sure it's still banned. But these type of cards, you have 2, 3 artifacts, giving you tapping for 2, 3 blue with no downside. Doesn't hurt yourself. Doesn't ping yourself. Doesn't delay anything. You're not discarding stuff. You're not skipping it. Like, these are extremely, extremely powerful Magic cards. I do not expect anything to really happen to it besides these are rare historical cards of very, very high degree of power levels. And no, folks, if you want me to give you that as Rudy response, I do not believe the price increase on this is connected to the Commander situation. I'm sorry, the data does not line up with it. Now, once again, to see another card pushing all-time highs and climbing like crazy that's on the reserve list is giving me some positive bullish attitude and sentiment towards reserve list and vintage Magic cards, but it's not enough to really move the needle, but it is nice to see. It's nice to see upticks in old cards. Again, we've only seen a couple cards do anything dramatic, but this is dramatic enough where I had to make a video because this card's been like 50 to 100 bucks forever. And to see this thing been climbing, and I haven't been paying attention the last 6-9 months. I had no idea from January, February, March of this year, this card has been climbing a couple dollars like a week. Like, I had no idea this was even going on. I don't usually follow these Saga cards, Legacy, Destiny cards. Because again, most of my position when it comes to this era of Magic is sealed boxes. Like, I have the largest sealed Urza's Legacy box collection, I believe, in the world. I don't think anyone else has over 50 to 100 boxes of Urza's Legacy sealed. I have multiple sealed cases of Urza's Legacy. Because again, it was something that was special to me when I was young. It's the first set with foil cards. It's just a special thing. So I don't follow a lot of the singles in this era, but it's interesting to see this happening. I caution people, if you're going to watch this video and get excited, I don't think, like, if you bought this card today, don't use leverage. If you love the card and you want it, the data shows me the price should hold and be pretty steady because there's no manipulation and buyout. But at the same time, you know, this card is moved from a $50 to $100 card to clean copies of 200, 300, 400 range. That's a major 100, 200, 300% move in a year. Okay, now again, a year ago we came off the bear market of 2-year lows. So don't forget that, folks. So the data is going to look more dramatic because we came off of a crash. So it's going to skew the short-term returns or short-term swings in the return. It'll look more dramatic than what it really is when you zoom out to like a 5-10 year. But I think it can hold. This is the type of thing that I don't think we're going to see a reset back down. This is not a pump and dump situation. It's not something I expect the card to go back to 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks. I just don't see it happening. But at the same time, you know, once this card stabilizes, whatever price it is, you know, Academy could easily stay at, I don't know, $250 a card in, you know, light play condition. It could stay there for 5 years. So the price it is now, you know, we don't know where it's going to find that equilibrium. So just be careful because this isn't something you can jump in and flip cards and make money. This type of situation is very uncertain. It can be very illiquid. So again, do not buy this card unless you truly want it. You want to add it to your collection for collecting or investing long term. That's your personal thing. But just be aware, just because we've had 12 months of a run-up doesn't mean we're going to continue. And it doesn't mean the next 12 months are going to repeat that. You can't just copy that data over. Okay? But it's encouraging. It looks good. It's nice to see some activity in the old cards, right? Still very limited to a few cards. We have not seen widespread money enter the vintage Magic market. And let me tell you all, the moment I see that kind of data, I will definitely report to you. I'll make a video on it. But it is nice to see some continued positivity and actual excitement in covering of the old cards. And yeah, I mostly just want to tell you guys, this was the end of the video. I just wanted to make it very clear. I do not believe the rise in price of Tolarian Academy is tied to the Commander banning. Now, I'll put some stupid dramatic title on this video to make all the Timmies and the people who are just uneducated and just want to make drama, clickbait shit, and just be angry at Rudy or whoever. So I'll put a title on this video like, you know, Commander, you know, specs, you know, Commander crashes. I'll put some stupid title on this video. But the real conversation is, no, I don't think there's a correlation, folks. I think this is just a natural, slow-moving card that there's not a lot of copies on the market. It's going to keep drifting higher. And I think most people who are buying this just like the card. It's just like a historical, broken, powerful card. I really think it is that simple. But Like I said, I promise you, I'll put a stupid title just to get people angry and act all Timmy and emotional. But that's all I have to say, folks. Hopefully, we get more continued good stability and bullishness in the vintage market over the next 3-6 months into 2025. I still remain very skeptical that's going to happen because I see 2025 filled with, Sorcery being strong, Flesh and Blood being strong, Weiss with more Bunko Babes and crazy releases. I see Pokemon with these new sets, and Scarlet Violet is now in a bull market. I see Team Rocket really lighting on fire. I see Magic with these universes beyond with Final Fantasy and Marvel. I feel like those are the categories where all the hype and money is going to go to. I do not see a very bullish picture for 2025 for vintage Magic. I still feel it's going to be kind of stable. I'm hoping maybe just a little natural, even small 5-10% growth would be great to see. But I remain very skeptical. The excitement in the news is just not going to be around vintage Magic. There's too much other stuff. There's too much other pool. The money is just going to flow in better directions right now. So hopefully we get more positivity. Thanks for watching, folks. You guys have a beautiful day out there. Be safe in the hurricane.